Easy rider on the highway, station wagon going slow, windows open, you are basking in the bluegrass radio.
What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Welcome back to the wholesome goodness of my nonsense and my bullshit that comes out of my mouth. So I think anyone who's been out here trucking for a minute would agree with me on this. I think COVID era was the best time that trucking will ever see, except for possibly back before deregulation. But I mean, even an old motherfucker like me don't even remember those days, you know. I just heard about them from the old guys, and old guys lie a lot, right? So anyway, COVID, man, I was thinking about that whole deal. First of all, I just clickbaited your ass, huh? I was trying that clickbait shit, see how that works for me, right? Everyone else seems to do it. But back in the COVID, right, what, $5-6 a freaking mile? Huh? Seriously, Google that shit, right? Google that shit. And then there was no traffic out on the road. You could go wherever you wanted and do whatever you wanted. And we were heroes. Remember all the signs? Huh? Like, thank you, trucker, hashtag truckers are badass. How about St. Louis, when I went through there and I ended up in front of the trucker or whatever caravan parade deal they had going on there. And all the people were up on the overpasses and shit with all their flags. Oh, and we were freaking valuable, man. So everyone wanted to pay us and hire us and treat us nice. Now, not so much. People are parking their trucks. They don't really give a fuck. There's a bunch of extra drivers kicking around. Oh, the good old days.
Got a two-tongue weight from my hairline to my backbone, and it's dragging me around, but I don't listen.
So this, my friends, is why you fight with your employers or whatnot and make sure you're always running motherfucking legal. Because we just got done doing a full inspection and we're good to go. But it also proves my theory about that speed sensor, because the other day on my log that speed sensor kept going in and out, right? So it wasn't logging. They didn't catch it. They didn't catch it. So that means if you put that toggle switch in, you can cheat on your logbooks, boy.
We know about this one.
This is kind of jacked up, man. Something I've never seen before, right? Oh, dude. Oh, right? The boss man is a one-man army, right? But there's a problem with that. He's sick as fuck right now, so he's in bed. And we're all still out here on the road. You feel me? I don't know how that works. Like, what if you break down or something? Because they can't get a hold of him. You know what I think? They're about to find out. I think this Carl's Jr. here, I think they're part of the conspiracy, man. They're part of that fucking government conspiracy to make everyone fat or something. Because, look at me, man. I'm kind of a skinny dude, right? This is the smallest goddamn hamburger that they got. Unless I would have got one from the kids menu, maybe I should start doing that, huh? But motherfucker, dude, I ain't that kind of hungry, dude. I just wanted a little hamburger. That's like a little bit big. Just saying, man. It's a fucking conspiracy, and you know it is. They're trying to make us all fat. So that way, Let me think for a minute why they're doing that. They're probably going to harvest organs from us or something like that, I would think. Or maybe they're going to like stick the army on us and we'll all be so fat we won't be able to fight back. That could be it too, right? I don't know. But I bet Trump knows.
Red carpet, I'm on my way. Rock stars, you know what they say. More is more, less is a bore. Who's
Just waiting.
ruler of your life?
Be pretty simple, right? Be pretty fucking simple. Give the driver all of his information. Pickup address, time, date, pickup number, pickup destination, time, date. Voila! And I'll handle it from there. Because I'm pretty good at this. You know? And then you won't even hear from me for a couple days or whatever until I go deliver it. Imagine it.
Will you back down? I'm coming. Sun is out, so is my big man. Did I be a devil? Did I be a devil? Did I be a devil?
Alright, my people. This is what's up, man. You know you heard me say this before, right? Don't be a dumb fuck. Alright, if you're driving a truck, let's refrain from being a complete dumb fuck. I'm sitting here, man. I got my curtains drawn. I'm in my rig. This is my fucking house right here, right? That's where I chill out. Motherfucker comes over here, knocks on my damn door. I was all excited. I thought maybe it was a lot lizard and I was gonna get some, you know what I mean? But no, there's some dude. And I ain't really into that. So I'm like, hello, sir. How can I fucking help you today, asshole? How you know I'm not sleeping? Alright, so these are parking spots, you know, they're angled parking spots here at this Travel Center of America, if you'll make them out. And there ain't quite enough room to make a left-hand turn into the parking spot in between the two trucks, because there ain't enough room in the back, right? So you're gonna have to back in the front, like we all did. But you know what that dumb motherfucker did? Oh, you guessed it. You fucking guessed it. He just knocked on my door. And he wanted me to pull forward so he could make the turn. What do y'all think I told him? Come on. What do y'all think I told him? Get the fuck out of here, man. He goes, what? I said, man, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What the fucking world you living in, motherfucker? God damn. Back that shit in, dude. Damn, boy. Kansas stinks. Right? It reminds me of when I was hauling milk. Being on the dairy farms. It's fucking windy too, let me tell you. Everywhere I go in this state, I smell like cow ass. What up? Kind of crazy how good we got it these days, right? I mean, there's a lot of bad shit, right? Who talks about that all the time, huh? But there's some good shit. These phones, man. These phones are freaking nice, man. Like, alright, so when I was a youngster, we had just got computers. That's a true thing. And all the computers did, they had green DOS font. And you could send an email from one side of the school to the other side of the school, or one side of the classroom to the other side of the classroom. And everyone thought it was amazing. You're basically fucking texting, is what you're doing. We actually had a computer class, you know, right? And then Microsoft comes along and makes it like user friendly, right? And then it all goes on from there. Man, some silly shit goes on in this world, right? What do you think? Come on, what do you think? Some silly shit? My windows and shit wouldn't work this morning. It was crazy. And then finally, all of a sudden, they decided to start working. Oh, man, let me tell you. I guess that last video, I must have offended some people. It's funny to watch the subscribers, man. It'll go up like 3 subscribers, and then someone will unsubscribe, and then go up like 3 or 4 subscribers, and like 2 people will unsubscribe. I think I lost like 20 subscribers on that last video so far. Oh, people don't like the truth. Did the foreigners leave? Oh, my bad. But also that lady at the scale. Dude, come on, get a life, man. Like, look for some real dangerous shit. Dude, I am like squeaky fucking clean, dude. My paperwork's all in perfect order. I don't even have like the old expired paperwork in there. I mean, just everything is just too legit, bro. Got all my shipping information in there. Sometimes I even do a mid-trip inspection on my logbook. You know, I'm like Mr. Professional, right? But she's trying to get me. She goes through everything. Everything's like perfect. Even though she forgot to check my medical card. You fucked up there, didn't you, lady? She was just going through everything, man. Just trying to get me, bro. So she sees on my logbook some unassigned drive time, right? That I didn't claim it. You know, I denied it or whatever, declined it. Well, here's the thing. I know what it was. It was when I went and got an oil change the other day. I just logged out, drove in, drove back out, right? So what's that, like a few seconds, a minute, whatever, right? Ooh, dangerous. God forbid we'd have truck drivers that drive like 2 minutes off their logbook. I wasn't even out of hours or nothing, so I wouldn't have been fatigued, but goodness gracious, that could be dangerous. So she was trying to get me on that, right? She's like, what's this drive time? I was like, I don't know, I didn't claim it. And she's like, well, what is it? All right, I know what it is, because like I keep this truck. This is like my gig, right? But here's the thing, man. Back when I was parking in yards, you know, when I worked for the big companies, dude, it wasn't nothing to come off your weekend at home, your 34 at home or whatever, right? And you'd have some fucking unassigned drive time on there because the mechanic, you know, took it to the shop to do an oil change or a tire, an inspection or something like that. You just don't claim it. But you get what I'm saying, my friends? How in the fuck would I know what it is? Like, I'm at home and I magically know that the mechanic drove it? It's unclaimed, lady. We're allowed to do that. You know your job. Know your job. I think she was upset when I first came in because she's like, hello, sir. I just have to let you know that all this is being recorded on my body camera. And I go, good morning. That's cool because it's being recorded on mine too. And she looks at me and she goes, are you wearing a body camera? I was wearing this t-shirt, dude. This is what I was wearing. You see one? Maybe I got one hidden up here in my hat or something. It's a joke, lady. Loosen the fuck up, man. Here's the deal. I'm driving a truck, right? That's what I do. I drive a truck. And then you're a copper, you know. You're kind of a wannabe copper, really. You know, you gotta work the skills, but you do your thing. You try to catch me, I try to do my thing. That's your job, right? No big thing but a chicken wing. We're all gonna die here pretty soon. So do your job. I'll do my job. And we can say good morning and be nice people to each other. Maybe if you're lucky, you can get a violation on me and make yourself look all good. Right? That dude, right? That dude, he just pulled right out in front of me, man. I had the left-hand turn arrow, and I was like halfway making my turn. He just started to turn right. How in the fuck you don't see some great big ass semi coming across the intersection, boy? There you go, my friends. Maybe that's some people we shouldn't have in the truck. Yesterday I was on a 2-lane in Kansas or something, and some bonehead. It's 65 miles an hour. I had my cruise control pegged at 69, man. Isn't that good enough? Ain't that good enough on a 2-lane? And he decided he had to pass me. Well, if I wouldn't have backed off, he would have ran all the cars off into the ditch. He'd be passing people in a goddamn semi on a 2-lane, man. Maybe. Check it out, man. Protected area. The world we live in. Look at that. Little tiny protected area. I think we got bigger environmental problems than that little area right there. What do you think? What up? Hey, y'all know, right, that I actually try to help, man. Even though, you know, I can be kind of an asshole sometimes. I get it. I feel you. But check this out, man. You can learn from some trucking dude, right? So, this place here, right? I went to the main plant. It's Mars, you know, Twix and M&M's, yum yum, right? And they said you got to go over here to this warehouse. It's a few miles down the road. No, let's be exact on that. It's 7 fucking miles down the road, right? And it's through a bunch of city and a bunch of bullshit to get over here. So I get in here to this warehouse, and then they're like, oh, no, you got to go down to warehouse 8 or whatever. And I say, all right, man, check this out. I was supposed to go to the plant. Now I'm over here at this warehouse. So that ain't probably happening. But if it is going to happen, I got to do some phone calls and stuff. I got to get a hold of the broker, and I got to get a hold of my guy and all that. And we got to rearrange this whole deal if I'm going to be going a few more miles down the road and all that shit, right? Which I'm bullshitting. You know, just for the record, I'm bullshitting. I ain't getting a hold of nobody, dude. I ain't calling no brokers or nothing. If they don't buy it, then you just gotta go do what they want you to do to get the fucking load off, right? But sometimes it works. And they were like, no, we don't need to be doing all that nonsense. We'll just unload you here. See what I mean? Man, everybody's sick, yo. I'm sick. I'm feeling better today than I was yesterday, so that's good because I'm a fucking tough motherfucker. I don't hardly ever get sick. You know, write that shit down. But sometimes I do, and it really sucks bad when I do get sick. It don't happen too often, though, so I think we're good. I just need a little rum to clean out the system. We'll be all right. But, old Sizzling Trucker, y'all know Sizzling, right? I just talked to her earlier. She's sitting in a truck stop. She'd be looking at going to the Dagon Med Center. She might have the vid, son. Seems to be going around again. Apparently, we're going to thin the herd a little more, huh? They were like, well, let's slow down with the fentanyl here a little bit and just push that COVID back out there and get rid of some of those people, too. Huh? It ain't just Carl's Jr. There's more to it than that, right? But I don't get the vid. Watch, I'll be fucking dead in a month. That might happen. Release me from my pain, thy Lord. I offended some motherfuckers. What do you think about that, huh? We're going to be doing a lot more of that. Because, you see, you know, there's plenty of YouTube channels out there where they're like, hi, I'm so-and-so, blah, 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 fuckface. And, you know, actually, they're good channels. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to be like that. But they got trucking information and, you know, a lot better shit than I got. You know, that's for sure. I just go out here and talk fucking nonsense. But they're like more professional, right? And they get like real sponsors and all that types of stuff. No, I don't want to do that. Like, if you go back and watch some of my early videos, I was kind of trying to do that. I was like trying to speak all, you know, without saying cocksucker and motherfucker every 2 words, you know? And that was boring. And then I was like, this YouTube shit's gay. I don't want to do it. And then I was like, fuck it, just get on there and cut loose and rant your fucking bullshit. And then all of a sudden I started getting subscribers and stuff. Imagine it, right? I just don't really feel like doing all that other shit. And as far as the sponsors and stuff go, you know, I had Trucker Path. That was cool for a while. They ditched me because they got all big time, you know. I don't want to do their conference calls and shit. But I still promote Trucker Path because we all need to update that shit because we help each other out. Feel me? They'll probably get too big someday and be all corporate and, you know, wanting to charge us all the time, and then we'll all just tell them to fuck off and go to another app that lets us use it for free. Ain't that how that works? But with the sponsors and shit, you know, you got to kind of watch that a little bit. I know a lot of y'all follow this guy, Trucks Josh, and yes, he is one crazy motherfucker, dude, and he does some weird shit, right? Especially if you followed him back in the day, huh? Y'all remember the drunk live stream? That was a fucking good one, huh? That one was good. How about the one night at like 2 in the morning when he broke down and started crying? I actually feel bad for him on that. I ain't judging, man. I've had some breakdowns myself. Now, I didn't really feel that there was any need for me to go on to YouTube and like bawl like a baby, but a lot of people didn't get to see that video because it popped up like late at night, and by the time people woke up, he had already took it down. But my point is we all been through a little journey with Josh, right? You either like him or you don't. Well, if you've been following his shit that long, remember how GP Transco used the fuck out of him, right? They came in there and they fucking used all his subscriber base. Remember, they flew down to his fucking house and shot videos there, and he was their buddy, and he were gonna hook him up with a lease and all this shit. Yeah, as soon as they went in and tapped into his fucking subscriber base and got what they wanted and got their name out there, because I tell you, from what I see of GP Transco, you know, they're just trying to be the next Swift. Now, don't tell them that because they think that they're young and hip and cool, you know. I wouldn't work there. You know what I mean? Fuck that. And half the drivers don't drive very good. I was surprised because they seem to be so picky. But anyway, they used the piss out of Josh on that whole deal, and then they shit on him and spit him out. Didn't they? Come on. If you guys were around, you remember that deal. And I ain't doing that. I get offers. For real, even with the small channel that we got here, I get offers. Now, I promote. I got MGT a lot of drivers, right? I'll promote companies, but only to help you guys out, you know, so you can find a job. I think we all should do that. I think y'all should be putting your fucking companies in there if they're good down in the comments so we can all go there and work, right? Or at least half of us or one of us or whatever, right? But YouTube, it's a funny deal, right? That video. I don't even think I was really that brash on that whole thing. I wasn't like, oh, fuck every foreigner in the whole goddamn world. I was pretty open on the whole deal. Oh, here comes a forklift lady. I better talk to her. Nice little Southern Belle there. Come on. Feel me? All nice and sweet. And we got that Southern draw, huh? We got to go to door 5, my friends. Yeah, door 5. Sometimes I get a little confused, you know. So, I'll be back in a minute. I gotta go do some of this here truck driving shit. Oh, you like that? Don't we all like that right there? There's another thing with the technology, right? Let's make the fucking radio default to the weather fucking confuction. And then be all staticky and loud. If you ever had one of them radios, you deal with it, my friends, don't you? One of those, you know, spin docks, or you gotta kind of spin it all in there in one shot, huh? You feel me? So, you know, I'm actually not a very nice guy, but sometimes I try, okay? So, if you're new in this whole trucking gig, right? Let me tell you something. Get the fuck out. You're gonna hate it. No. If you're struggling a little bit with the trucking and all that stuff, that's normal. We all did, probably, unless someone was magic and just was born to be able to drive one of these things. So let me tell you this, man. As you get more experience and you can like swing and line up and do all these different things with it, the job is going to get so much easier, my friend. And it's if you're struggling right now and it seems stressful and you're tired and all that shit all the time, when you start to get better with the truck, it's going to get a lot easier for you, right? And then, you know, it's kind of one of those things like, so when I started, you know, I couldn't find a very good job, so I ended up running the East Coast in like New York City and the boroughs and Jersey and Philadelphia and Boston and, you know, Washington, D.C., you know, the places I don't fucking go no more, you know, because I just don't go there no more. I did a couple times for MDT, like I said, because they offered me like a huge fucking bonus to go down into the boroughs, so I was like, well, fuck yeah, I'll do that. But here's my point, man. It sucked doing all that shit, but it's huge because, you know, you don't know how you're going to react in a messed up situation. And people don't understand that you can get these trucks in a fucked up situation and potentially not be able to get it out. You know, and you got people honking, you got all the road all backed up. It can get kind of rough, you know, it can. But after you do all that shit, you build like this confidence that you already been through all that. You know you can do it, and you know how you'll react, and then it gets easier. It actually gets boring as hell, you know. So I just want to kind of throw that out there. Same thing with the winter driving shit, you know. After you get a couple years of winter under your belt, you get a confidence, you know. And you like, say you lose control on a bridge and you straighten it back out, hopefully, right? It gives you confidence that you know that you can bring this fucker back under control when you lose it, right? The whole idea is to not to lose it, but occasionally we drive a little too fast, right? Or the bridge is a little slippier than what you thought. So I just want to throw that out there, man. Hang in there, you'll be alright. You'll be alright. You'll learn your shit. You know, you'll get good. You know, how about this automated trucks, huh? Let's not go too far into that, but that ain't happening. That's why all the investors are pulling out. You know, it ain't happening, dude. It'll happen maybe on a little level, but, you know, they were all blah, blah, blah about that one company, I think it was Budweiser or some shit, right? That's got an automated truck with no driver in it. It drives like a quarter mile, like in the plant, basically. It drives out on the road and goes to the next plant. Then it kind of makes me wonder if it really even works, because I have a friend that they tried to put in like automated forklifts and they had to get rid of them because they were fucking crashing into everything and almost running people over and shit. So you hear this like, oh, we're gonna have automated forklifts. And then all of a sudden, they ain't working and they pull them out. It's all that clickbait bullshit like I'm always talking about. Well, come on, man. We got to get the other shit working before we do that. Before we be turning this rig over to some robot to drive down the road. We got a minute. So if you're young, all right, and you're getting into this industry, you're still going to have a job. Don't worry about it. I hear a lot of y'all go, I'm not getting into trucking because they're all going to be autonomous and I'm not going to have a job when I'm your age. Well, that's bullshit. You know, there'll always be some level. What about the construction trucks, the fucking local delivery trucks, so on and so on? That would be the least of your worries for losing your job. Now they keep doing this with the whole, you know, bringing in the foreigners. You might not have no job because it's cutting into mine. Tell you that. That one I would worry about a little bit. Me, I ain't got much longer left, so I ain't got to worry about it. And I can go to local. And a guy who can barely speak English can't go work for RL Carriers or XBO or those guys because he has to deal, or she has to deal directly with the customers like this and work out freight that needs to be shipped and all that. And they need to be able to communicate, you know. Look around, you know. Look around. So eventually I am going to have a window right here, you know. I'm not a sleeper. You feel me? I'm going to sell out. Not sure how long yet. It'll probably be a couple more years. But, yeah. Yeah, and then as far as the random shit that rolls around in my head, you know, ain't it kind of funny with prior to COVID a little bit, but COVID really popped it off, and then the whole Black Lives Matter and just all the bullshit that went down, right? Well, if you look, I was watching this thing, it said the most Googled word right now on the internet is Civil War. Isn't that weird? People are pissed. But you're backing everybody in a corner, man. The jobs ain't paying that good. The expenses are all fucking high. What do desperate people do? Desperate things, you know? That's what happens. I mean, look at fucking DC right now, dude. They're fucking carjacking everybody. They're carjacking the people in Congress and shit. They just killed some congressman the other day. It's nuts. But see what happened is I was noticing this earlier in Tennessee. You know how in Tennessee it's like 55 miles through them certain areas for trucks? We're all blowing through there at like 70. The cops are sitting right there. We just fucking blow right past them. I see people doing all kinds of shit like that, right? Because we don't give a fuck no more, right? Law enforcement pushed us so much on all the little tiny bullshit, little tiny nitpicking, that eventually you just go piss on it. Here's the example I have because I raised some kids, right? So I have with my kids. If I fucked with my kids over every little tiny thing that they did that was wrong, when I needed to fuck with them over something they did that was serious and they seriously needed to be punished for it, they didn't respect it because dad was just a nagging cunt and always up their ass, you know? And it worked. My kids came out pretty good. I let a lot of shit slide. You know, I knew my daughter was sneaking out at night and shit. I fucking had cameras at my house, man. I seen the screen was broke. And then finally I just told her, you know, just go out the front door, would you? Because I don't like these dudes sneaking up in my yard in the middle of the night. If you're going to go out, you're going to go out. You know, she was like 16, 17 years old. I can't control that. You're going to go do what you want to do. Just be careful. Don't fucking get killed or nothing, would you? But I don't like these fucking strange dudes creeping up in my yard at night, you know. So it was making my dog look bad. Because my dog was all up in my bed sleeping with the fan on and shit. And he didn't hear none of that go down. But I fucking knew because it triggered my cameras. So I didn't bust her balls for that. Now there was other stuff that I'm not going to throw out there because, you know, that's my family's personal shit. But it was pretty serious. So I busted her balls for her. And then she respected that I was serious, right? But yeah, man, they pushed so far they lost control of everybody, man. You see some weird shit go down. Everybody's fucking all wild, wild west, all armed up and shit. And I don't know where this is going to go. It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting, that's for sure. Well, they don't get too fucking crazy, though. See, this is the shit that you deal with the brokers, man. I'm telling you, the fucking brokers, dude. To pull your load on you and shit. Like, do all kinds of dumb shit. They'll like the other day we had 2 stops going to Kansas, and then all of a sudden they wanted one of the stops to go to St. Louis, way out of the way, fucked up the whole schedule, blah blah blah, right? I've had them where I get my information, I'm like halfway to the shipper, and they pull the whole entire load. This situation right here, as you can hear my fucking loud ass flashers going. I was sitting at the receiver, got all my information, life's good, took on the Macro Point tracking app, got all my directions, researched it on Google Maps to know where I was going, all that shit, right? Life's good, I just gotta run down here and get it. They rescheduled the fucking delivery time, but check this out, yo. Basically, they want us to sit on their load for like 4 days. What the fuck? Like, why? What the hell is wrong with shippers and brokers and shit? Why would we warehouse your load in our trailer and just sit around for 4 days and not work? My rig would look a lot better if I polished them on wheels, huh? Oh, story time. Here we go. Sitting at the loading dock, killing some time, telling some stories. So back yonder, when I was a wrench, right, I come in this one place to work, and I started low boy at oil change all the way up to fucking running the shop, right, manager boy. So I come in this one place, and they had 2 dudes doing the PMs, right? And I was looking at it, and I was watching it for a while, and like thinking, like, why is this whole deal? What we got going on here? Now, it wasn't because I was trying to save money, because my management basis was only on like parts and, shit like that, repairs that I got like judged on or scored on how much money I saved. I didn't get counted for wages. So I really didn't give a fuck, kind of, about them paying 2 guys. But I was having trouble hiring 2 guys to stay doing it, because people don't necessarily like changing oil and greasing trucks every day, day in, day out. And then some people are just fucked up and don't have a work ethic, right? So I watched this whole deal, and I was like, dude, we could do this for 1 guy. And I just tweaked a bunch of shit. And then after I tweaked a bunch of shit, I went and did the job for a while to make sure that I wasn't saying like, hey man, do it like this, and then it really wasn't doable. And I did it. And then that way, if anyone gave me any bullshit later and was like, oh, I can't do that many trucks in one night, I was like, I'll do it. You know what I mean? You're on your 90-day probationary period, motherfucker. You better do it. Alright? I did it. And it was just like simple shit. Like, they would go down in the pit to grease the truck and trailer, right? And then they would come back out and do some stuff up top, and then they'd go back down and do their inspection and stuff. And it's like, dude, you're at every axle, because these were like 8-axle trailers, And while you're standing there greasing the brake zerks and shit, why don't you do your inspection right then? You're greasing the zerks with a power greaser. Look at the brakes real quick. Do they look good? Look at the wheel seal. Is it leaking? So on and so on, right? Do your inspection while you're standing there. Work your way down through the whole trailer. Get everything in underneath of the truck done. Go back up top and don't go back in the pit. Don't keep running back and forth and back and forth. And then just like little shit. Some of it was inefficiencies in the shop. Like they would have you drain the oil into this barrel, and then you had to carry the barrel over and fucking dump it into this bulk container. So I bought a sucker pump, and I ran a hose out there and shit, so you could drain it in the barrel, drop the sucker pump in there, it would suck it up and put it right into the thing, speed up time. And some of it was just the way that the guys did shit, because they were fucking trying to milk the clock is what they were. But I'll tell you, this company I was working at, they didn't want that. They paid us good, and they gave us really good bonuses. I mean, like $10,000 for a regular guy. If you're a management, you got more. So they just wanted to pay you, and you do a good job, and they would fire your ass, So we got rid of those guys, but they would just do like silly shit, like pop the drain plug, and then you punch 2 holes in your oil filters is the best way to do it, and then loosen them up. And then let it all sit there and drain out, right? Well, they would pop the drain plug and shit, and then sit down there in the pit and just hang out watching the oil drain and dumb shit like that. It's like, nah, dude. You pop the drain plugs and shit, and then you get up top and you fucking start changing your fuel filters and do everything you gotta do up top. By then, the fucking oil will be drained out. You get what I'm saying, man? Like, they would even do dumb shit like go to park that truck because you had to drive them in and out, you know, and they would drive out. I'm serious, man. I don't make this shit up. That's how fucking people need management, man. Like, they would drive the truck out and park it, and then walk back into the shop, grab the keys for the next truck they were doing, walk back out and get that truck. I was like, hey, I got a fucking ingenious idea for you. How about you bring the keys with the next truck for the next truck with you when you park that truck, and then you can just give it out and drive the other one in. Hell, it'd even be easier. You ain't gotta walk back and forth. Imagine it, right? It was some silly stuff going on in there. Some of it was the fault of the company. Like I said, they didn't have the system set up very well. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we got that job down to one service tech doing that. And as far as I know, they're still doing it that way. Y'all want to know what the good Lord is going to do to me if I keep messing around and making him mad? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. He's going to get pissed off, right? And this is what's going to happen. He's going to make me drive an old Schneider truck with a goddamn old Werner trailer behind it. And, you know, well, how long has it been since Schneider had those pumpkin trucks, man? That baby's kind of old, right? But, you know, I ain't judging the fella that's driving it because he's probably making some money. That shit probably paid off and all that. But I'm telling you what, man, don't make me do it. Please don't make me do it. I don't want to drive that.